Hello, here's wishing you a very happy 2020 and a new decade as well, full of happiness and prosperity. This short video is about the remarkable presentation lessons that can be learned from the KBC presenter, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. KBC, as you all know, is the short form for Kaun Banega Karodpati, which is the Hindi version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Several remarkable presentation lessons, which are really unusual, can be learned from this show host. Keep watching. The number one lesson that can be learned from KBC host Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is that of curtsy. Now, curtsy is something which is really not very well understood. Simply speaking, curtsy is all about having some concern about another human being and showing it as well. How many ladies can genuinely cross their heart and say that they don't feel good when they see the KBC presenter, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, help somebody, a lady specifically, or a handicapped person, get onto that high stool by helping them sit on it and making them comfortable. I think it is a very important gesture that he shows, with which he is showing the courtesy skills that he has. Now, every presenter should be very courteous. In fact, every human being, I feel, should be very courteous, because courtesy is something which takes you a very long way. So, guys, if you are really chasing after someone, a lady specifically, keep this in mind that we do feel good about when you show courteous behavior. Now, courteous behavior can be expressed in many different ways. The ways in which courtesy can be developed is by knowing when to say thank you, when to say sorry. Now, a lot of people come to me and say that they would feel very vulnerable if they say sorry. Now, that nothing can be farther from truth. I feel sorry is something which, if you are genuinely really upset about something, or if you have made a mistake, and if you have upset someone else with your gestures or with your language, and you make a gesture to go ahead and apologize, a simple heartfelt sorry is more than enough. It never makes you feel vulnerable. In fact, it makes you feel very, very good. And in fact, it makes you the bigger person. Another very important, very remarkable lesson is that of sense of humor. Sense of humor, I know, is a very important trait, and a lot of people are really looking forward to how to develop sense of humor. But there is a very important element of sense of humor which is highly neglected. And that important element is that whenever you are displaying your sense of humor, you're not just telling a joke, you're not making somebody else a butt of your joke, or you are not actually targeting somebody, but you are making the environment as a whole very light by the humor that you inject in the situation, whatever that situation might be. Another very important lesson is that of language skills. Now, language skills can be varied and they can be of many, many types. A lot of people actually have a command over a lot of languages, but they just cannot communicate still very well with a lot of other people. Language is the number one criteria that breaks the unseen barrier between human beings. Now, one very highly neglected aspect of language is pronunciation. We need to pronounce the words correctly if we wish to have any kind of command or composure in a certain language. Now, this is something highly neglected, specifically in Hindi and in English, and specifically with the audience who are coming from the Hindi or regional language speaking backgrounds trying to speak in English. Because Hindi and other regional languages in India, they have an essence of the sound of j, z, s, sh, d, d, all of them combined, which English language is really lacking in. So, understanding the minor nuances of pronunciation is very important when you're trying to speak in another language, specifically when you're trying to speak in English. Another very important lesson that comes out as a very remarkable element of presentation skills is the nil exhibition of knowledge, or almost nil exhibition of knowledge. See, as a presenter, you may be coordinating an event, or as a presenter, you may actually be anchoring the event, or as a presenter, you may perform a role of actually conducting the event where your knowledge skills are extremely important. But showing yourself vulnerable adds to that additional quality of wonderment, which makes you genuinely get attached to the audience. The audience develops a very beautiful relationship with you. A very important and remarkable lesson that can be learned by all presenters as well as by all coaches is that you cannot make a show of your knowledge and be impressive to anyone. This is something which is least understood and is extremely important. One very remarkable thing that every presenter needs to learn about is creating presence. You may be presenting something, you may be just reading it out, but when you are present, your presence, how far is it reaching the audience? This aura that you are putting across, how far is it touching the audience? Is the audience even relating with it? That is something that every presenter needs to understand. And it is not just about good looks. Looks are something which are up to a certain extent controllable, and after a certain extent, they may not be controllable. Yet, the presence is something which is totally under your control if you understand how to create presence. Now, this comes across as a very remarkable lesson from the KBC presenter, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, because he is always present in the moment, and his presence is absolutely remarkable. So these are the most remarkable presentation lessons that every presenter should learn from the KBC presenter, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. I again wish you a very happy new year and a very prosperous new decade. May it be full of all achievements for you. If you like this video, if you want such videos coming to your inbox, kindly subscribe and hit the bell notification. I'll see you around again very soon. Keep moving forward.